Hi everybody, this is Kathy Harper with Park Bench in the West Chase District, and I'm really excited. I'm here today with Mark Brown, who's the CEO of West Houston Assistance Ministries, otherwise known as WHAM. And I know of WHAM, having lived in the community for a number of years. They do a lot of great work in our area, and so I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. So Mark, tell us a little bit about West Houston Assistance Ministries, how it started, and what types of things you guys do over here.
So we've been in the West Chase area for about over 35 years.
Wow.
And we were started by a very dynamic lady called Peg Dudar. And Peg's passion was to help the poor and those in crisis. She was a social worker, and she could see that the local churches at that time were not working well together. Mm-hmm. So she wanted to coordinate it, which is more efficient and obviously helps the client more because we make sure that they get what they need. And ever since then, that has continued to be the kind of DNA and the heart of West Houston, or WHAM. Mm-hmm. And so today, obviously, it's a much bigger enterprise. But basically, if you are in crisis, if you are struggling financially, if you have a need of food, or you've got issues with utility bills, or you just need a job, or whatever it is, there's a range of issues, then you come to us and we will sit down with you and try and work out how to help you. We have a very large food pantry. We provide financial assistance. So mm-hmm. Let's say you're in a situation where your landlord has written you an angry letter saying, hey, you're overdue.
Yep.
We need that paid. You bring that angry letter to us and we'll work with you and help you. If you need a job, and we'll help set up a job interview skills,
awesome.
Connect you with employees. So there's lots and lots we do. That's just a little bit of what we do.
So it's really everything from immediate needs, like if you need food for tonight, all the way up to long-term kind of job counseling and
yes.
that sort of thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Because we recognize that, what we'd like to do is not just find them a job, but find them a career. Uh-huh. And we also work very closely with, or have a lot of homeless folks.
Okay.
These are folks who, they can be new homeless. In fact, we see as many as 20 new homeless every month.
Wow.
So these are folks that have lost their home, are rough sleeping, or sleeping on someone else's couch, mm-hmm. or whatever. And then we'll help them with food, and also try and help them find accommodation as well.
And how do they hear about you?
Because we've been here so long and we are somewhat of an institution in West Houston, lots of folks know about us. So if they come across someone who's in need, uh-huh. they will send them this way. That's everything from pulling up at someone who's trying to ask for funds at a traffic light,
yeah.
and saying you need to go to WHAM,
okay.
To
yeah.
local churches,
right.
saying, hey, we can help you a little bit, but WHAM is where it's at.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And then what is your role? How long have you been with the organization?
I'm coming up to 2.5 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And you kind of oversee all of it, basically.
I'm the Chief Executive Officer, so I oversee all the staff. I'm the principal singular staff member to the board.
Okay.
And I oversee all the strategy, staff, everything. My job is to make sure that we're heading in the right direction.
And how many volunteers do you have? How many staff members?
We have around 50 staff members,
mm-hmm.
And we have 300 engaged, very active volunteers.
Wow.
Some of our volunteers work full-time.
Oh, really?
And some of them have been with us for nearly 20 years.
Oh, my
In fact,
goodness.
more than 20 years, I'm thinking now. We do a lot to foster and cultivate and thank our volunteers.
Uh-huh.
So they're very precious and special to us.
So you have a great culture within the organization.
We try to, yeah.
yeah.
We acknowledge the importance of our volunteers and of our staff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of our values is to be loving, and we do that not just for our clients, but for our staff and volunteers as well, to actually give them respect and dignity and show Christ's love.
Okay,
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a particular story of a family that WHAM has helped that has stuck with you recently within the past couple of years?
Yeah, there's the one that stands out for me, which is heartbreaking. So where we are right now is in my office, and just over our shoulder here, I have a monitor, and the monitor is always on the waiting room.
Uh-huh.
And I do that because as CEO, I always want to be in touch with our clients, and I do a lot of walking around.
Mm-hmm.
CEOs they're keyboard warriors. It's very easy to get stuck.
Yeah.
So I make sure I walk around. Well, on this particular day, I was doing a walk around, and there was a young woman, 20s. She had a baby in her arms, and I'm going to say a 3-year-old at her feet, and she had bruising. And sat with her and said, "What's going on? How are you?" She was deeply upset. Unfortunately, her mother had beaten her up. Mental illness involved in that, and she ran away. And the first night, she was walking along the road with these 2 children, and there's no drugs involved with this lady. It was just literally destitute. Because she ran away, she had nothing, and she had no other support networks. And a kind passerby stopped and bought her a motel room one night.
Wow.
And then, he moved on, the Good Samaritan. And then the hotel people said, "You need to go to WHAM." And so when she came to us, we were able to sit down, calm her down, help the children, the 3-year-old, 2 3-year-old, provide some food, some baby formula, diapers, to meet the immediate physical needs.
Yeah.
And then work with her on getting her stability back and returning to some normalcy for her as a young mum.
Amazing.
So that's just one. We see 90 to 100 people every day.
Wow.
So there's a large number of stories. It is quite heartbreaking. It's difficult to see how tough life can be for some.
But it's amazing how much good that you guys provide.
Yeah.
And I was struck, so Mark was kind enough to give me a tour of all that's going on, which I was really overwhelmed. You have a huge operation here, which is very impressive. And to your point, you do walk around. Everybody knows who you are. It's a cool experience to have had that. So I appreciate that. But I love that when people come in who have a need, that somebody sits down with them, gets to know their story, figures out exactly, what will help now, what will help in the future,
Exactly.
what all the needs really are. Yeah. So it's very impressive. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
So if somebody does have a need, what's the first step? So can you kind of describe what they would need to do?
Yeah, they can come to West Houston Assistance Ministries, corner of Meadow Glen and Rogerdale. They can, if they're on the internet, they can Google us, go to our website. We've got some stuff online they can access us through. They turn up 10 a.m. if you want to get there a bit early, 9:30, and just walk in and we'll look after you from there. And whether you need food, clothing, accommodation, whatever it is, come on down and we'll help you.
And I think it's good information for everybody watching. If you know of somebody who's in need, if you come across somebody, send them this way, because there's a lot of good being done, which is great.
Yeah.
And how do you raise money to support all of these efforts?
We have a thrift store called Second Blessing, and that provides some of the funding, but a majority of our funding comes from individuals and charities, foundations and trusts that provide us funding to do our work.
Okay.
But, as you saw when you went on your tour, we don't charge anything to help people.
Yeah.
Like you come,
it's free.
It's a big food pantry, and we just give you a large amount of food for free. And to be able to do that, obviously we need to raise funds to make that happen. So.
And if people have things to donate, take them here, and you pretty much take everything.
Gently used household goods, we've got a truck we'll go and pick up.
Great.
But if you've got stuff that you no longer need, and it's not a bed and something that should probably go into the trash, we will pick it up. And then we'll sell that in our store, and that helps feed the poor and helps in our ministry.
Perfect. And if anybody wants to get involved in terms of volunteering or fundraising, that sort of thing, what should they do?
Head to our website, whamministries.org, and it's very prominent on there, a volunteer. We have a lady, Ella, who helps us with our volunteers, and connect with her.
Okay.
And then we've got lots of opportunities to volunteer. It's a really profound place to get involved.
Well, thank you.
Thank
you for
you.
sharing this story with us. Like I said, I've been really, really impressed, and I'm grateful to have the opportunity to get to know you a little bit, see all the good work that you're doing, and I look forward to being a little bit more involved in the future because this is my first visit, and I've passed it many, many times. So thank you for taking the time to talk to us today.
I appreciate it. You're a blessing. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.